Welcome, everybody, back to the Speed Zone podcast. Took a short break, but we're all back at it now. We're back here after Daytona, the Highline Diecast Collectibles 250. Heck of a race. Before we get into all the occurrences today, we'll shout out the sponsors, make sure we get everybody taken care of before we get too far. Always reach out to Highline Diecast Collectibles. Ken does a great job. It does shows over on Whatnot as well as on Facebook. Diecast sales, and really good time overall. If you don't get the chance to do that, you're missing out. So get into that if you can. A couple other sponsors are Beer Street Journal, Ryan Newman and Associates, Game Glass, Bow Ties, and Twisted Steel Steak Appeal. Big thanks to all the sponsors who put this league on. We wouldn't be on track if it wasn't for you guys. So we appreciate it greatly. And with that, we'll get into who we have with us here today. First off, my name is Ethan Amberg. Driver the number 14, Ghost Sim Racing Highline Diecast Collectibles Mustang.
And you got Stan Hausman, driver the number 39, Highline Diecast Collectibles Camry. Make sure I said that correctly.
Scott Leonard, driver of the number 19 Soap Slingers Ford Mustang.
Got number 15, Ryan Newman, driver of the City Baseball Ford Mustang.
Tim Branson, driver of the 92 AEW and Fastway Motorsports Chevrolet.
And we do have race winner here is a short-term special guest as well. Nate Cotilla brought it home today. He's here in chat with us. He did a great job bringing it home. Driver number 5, Ghost Sim Racing. Did you drive a Chevy this year, Nate? Is it a Ford Chevy? Ford Mustang. Ford. There we go for Highline Motorsports. It was a super eventful race today. Nate in the end brought home the win. Who wants to start with their race recap today? Who had an eventful one and wants to go over it?
Well, I can start.
Yeah, go ahead, Sam.
Oh, okay, because I think mine had a little bit of an exit, but it was a halfway decent day. Started mid-pack. I think we started 15th. Kind of just committed to the low line for a while. It seemed to be the safe spot, so you could have like an escape route in case something happened. But it was, for the most part, a clean race. I mean, we had a caution just about every 20 laps, and for the first few, they were smaller ones, so it was right at a fuel window. Just tried to keep it clean, and with about 30 to go, decided to start moving back forward. I think I was, after avoiding one wreck, it knocked me back down to like 33rd, and it was time. I figured it was time to start moving our way forward. And was following Martin up through the field for a while on the high side, and we got up into the top 15 or so. And when I think Cosman was leading, and I don't know who was to his inside, but I don't know if it was netcode or what, but he got sideways and everything checked up, and the world kind of ended in front of me. But it was a good race. I mean, it was, like I was telling the guys, it was kind of like a NASCAR Cup race. It was 2x2 for the most part. Occasionally we went 3 wide when checkups happened and things along those lines. There was a little bit of fuel saving at some points. We were trying to figure that out when the first caution then all of a sudden happened. But for the most part, a clean race. It was a packed track race. Just wish we could have been there at the end, like I think a lot of people were. But really glad that Nate was able to pull off the win.
Yeah, a lot of us were pretty tight throughout that race. You ran in pretty close quarters for most of it, and I think a lot of us saw that similar situation come up. It did definitely feel like a cup race to a degree. There was on and off periods, comers and goers, a lot of movement. It's a good time.
God, how was your race?
My race was eventful. Ended up very good. Kind of started 30th, I think, in the back of the pack, and just riding around. I got hit to bring out the first caution. Only had like 40 seconds of damage, so it wasn't too bad. Got repaired, and then I was just riding around in the back for the most part. And then I don't know, what was it, with 10 to go or whatever, that big one that came out, and I had a ton of damage. I ended up with like 7 minutes worth of damage. Got about a minute and a half repaired, stayed on the lead lap, but then lost the draft, riding around with 5 other cars maybe it was, and I think we were within probably about 7 seconds of being lapped. They were catching us, and then a caution came out, and pitted, got a splash of fuel. I came back out in the, because that was a big one also, and I came back in the top 10. I don't know how. And that final caution, when people had to pit to get gas, put me up in 5th place. And I don't know how I was up there or why I was up there, but it worked out, and I got the one of the best views of seeing Nate win, because I was able to push him across the line, finish second. So it ended up to be a great day.
Congrats on the podium finish, man. Heck yeah.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Awesome. How was your race, Ryan?
Yeah, so the race started off good. I was excited to start up in the top 10. I was just gonna play it easy, kind of just ease into the race, and we had a good 22 lap run there before the first caution, which is always great for super speedway racing. Found a way to get the number 15 Velocity Baseball Ford up to the front. It was great to lead a few laps there. We had I was running hard. I wasn't trying to save gas at all. We did have a caution there. I think I had about 8 or 9 laps left of fuel. Got in there, took some left sides, and I think I fell down to 7th. From there, just trying to work that top line. So both lines, were tight. They were great pushes. We have, I think, a newcomer, Jordan Fisher. I hope I didn't mess that name up, but he did a great job pushing me. Yeah, great guy. I mean, just pushed the hell out of me to the point where my first pit stall, I had 25 seconds of optional. I'm like, where in the world did that come from? Because I didn't touch nobody. And I'm like, so I'm talking to my guys over at the Gold Octopus. I'm like, how did I get 25? I was like, that guy pushed the hell out of me. So shout out to him. I mean, he kept me up there, and don't know if I led the most laps, but I think I was awfully close, and that's all thanks to him. I mean, we had that bottom line working, and but so then the caution came out. It felt good. It felt that we're going to top off. We're all going to be on level playing field. Started in 7th, got to the top, had a great push by Major, also gave me a great push all night, and went for a little side draft and made a little contact and then turned sideways and got into the wall. Thought I was going to work my way out of it, and I mean, it's Daytona, so cars were everywhere, and I got collected, and unfortunately was given the meatball, so couldn't come out there. But just from my standpoint, I ran maybe half this race and had probably the most fun I've ever had. So it was a great run for us, great run for the team. There was 4 of us that ended up showing up. 3 got meatballs, which again, it's super speedway. And then shout out to Colton Easterday for running the back and making the strong finish there at the end. And then just a shout out to the league though in general. I finished the race, got out of my team's Discord chat, jumped into the general or to wherever Nate was at. I don't know if that was general or his team, but that was phenomenal for the support that was given there. Nate, congratulations. It couldn't happen to anybody better to win the 2026 A season first win. So congratulations, and I appreciate you guys having me out.
Of course. The racing was definitely fantastic up front there. I think I was behind you there when you were up leading the bottom line for a little while, second car in line, looking at the spoiler, trying to making sure we were going forward. Appreciate you taking the time to come in, spend some time on the podcast. Is this your first time doing the podcast?
First time for sure. No, this was fun. This is quite an experience, and first time leading a lap in speed as well. So first time for everything that I guess.
Hey, 2 big firsts. There we go.
Just wait for the podcast where I break out the bourbon, and by the end of
yeah.
the podcast, it gets a little colorful. But today it's a happier one today.
Maybe I'm mistaken. We were not drinking bourbon that whole race.
I was.
Hey, if everyone was drinking bourbon that race, then everyone needs to do that on the back tracks because, again, like it worked, and we're going to get to Tim's race next. And Tim had a tough race. You want to talk about a guy who stuck through it and kept grinding away. But the fact that we were able to, 6 cautions for 18 laps, 100 laps green, technically it's 104. So 18 caution laps out of 104 for a free league. We're not, all 5,000 guys, in I rating. I'm really proud of how everyone did tonight. And we'll get to Tim now. Tim, you really grinded it through. I kind of gave you a little more damage than you needed to. Made your night a lot tougher when we were coming through. And I'm going to say this, and I could be absolutely looking for an excuse. But so Tim was outside 3 wide. I was middle 3 wide. The car inside of me, I think, actually came off the apron, and I came up a little bit. But there were times tonight, and I think, Tim, you had made a mention that the wind was like 15 miles an hour. There were times where I didn't have to do much, and the car was just was moving on its own. But I apologize again for making your night a lot tougher. But how was your day, buddy?
Well, we could call it a roller coaster of emotion. I mean, I went from just kind of having a nice calm race to begin with, and I don't know what happened. I was just rolling the outside. I was probably running, I think, 18th or 16th or something like that. I'd started 19th, so I was just kind of cruising, just kind of making laps, not trying to go around anybody, just minding my P's and Q's. And I got left hooked somewhere from somebody. I think it was the one. I'm not sure. He touched. Yeah, it knocked me back into the high 30s. Had a little damage fix, and then I watered up was saying that caused some damage. So I ended up 1 lap down, getting 2.5 damage. I have around in 40th for the better part of half the race lap, and it was something. I got behind. I started chasing Zach Cox because him and I were running for the lucky dog, and there just happened to be a wreck right in front of us. He got swept up. I shot the middle and missed it, and ended up getting the lucky dog, getting back on the lead lap. And I mean, we were just kind of cruising, and I ended up 13th overall, which surprised the hell out of me whenever it was all said and done. But no, it was enjoyable for the most part. Just going out there. I mean, hell, I spent probably 10, 15 laps pushing Colton Easterday around because he was damaged. And I didn't have all my damage fixed. And we were probably a good 3.5 seconds a lap slower than the lead pack. And I'm watching the relative, and I'm seeing that the pack is coming, and all of a sudden there's a yellow. We're like, hot damn, let's go. So all in all, it ended up good. But yeah, total roller coaster of emotion. It was weird. But like everybody said, I was so happy whenever I heard Nate won that race. I mean, like I told him, before the podcast started, he probably had more fans on our channel than anywhere else. So good job, buddy. So proud of you.
Yeah, it was an unreal race. It's definitely worth staying in it. No matter how many times you get put down, keep coming back. That was the story of your day, it sounds like.
Yeah.
We'll do Nate next. I think Nate's on a little bit of a time crunch here, so I'm going to give you a rundown of some of his experiences tonight. I think he started 37th, so it's that third last row on the grid. He had a tough starting position back there, but hey, with it being a super speedway race, you never know what's going to happen. I think he was probably feeling the same way, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. From there, you just go up and try to get what finish you can out of it. Top 10, top 15 would be nice, but keep the nose clean, have some fun, and see what happens when all comes down to the end. I think he had a spotter for this race too. He had a friend come in and spot for him, get him clear of the wrecks, get him with some friends. I think that super, super helpful to anybody, especially here at Daytona. Throughout the race, you kept it pretty clean, right, Nate? You weren't really in many wrecks, were you? Yeah, clean race.
It was.
Yeah, just one accident. Kept the nose pretty clean, pretty smooth running there overall. Found yourself in a good fuel position. I think you and I were on similar fuel strategies there at the end. You had the track position, and on that last restart, you had the lead, and you were going to keep it. That's for darn sure. You got some really good pushes. I think it was Scott that pushed you out there first. Then I got to you when I could, pushed you coming to the white, and then jumped up to the top. And I think Scott had your back there down the back stretch, and you didn't have to do anything. Throw a nice block, hold the bottom, and you were home free, man. Heck of a race, huge win. I don't think there's any better person in the league that could have won that race. I think everybody here feels like they won tonight. Super, super happy, super proud. I don't think there's anything else more we could say about that.
Yeah, well, I have one question. I want to know how he had enough fuel to make it.
And when did you pit? What lap did you pit on, Nate?
I believe
75? Okay. So you actually were a few laps to the good. You were in good shape.
Yeah, but we ran out.
Yeah. Yeah, just enough. Still made it.
Yeah, we had a yellow, we would be rude.
Oh, you had to pit if there was another yellow? Oof, that's close.
Yeah.
Hey, it worked out then. We got to the white flag and brought it home.
But you ran out. Did you run out of gas before you were able to do a burnout? Is that why you weren't able to do one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it was close.
Oh, man.
That's really close.
Right.
I just got a message from Martin Plute, one of the administrators. They're tearing apart your fuel cell right now.
Trying to figure out how you got that much packed in there.
That's awesome.
Unreal, man.
Well, Nate, I know you ran with a spotter tonight. You've ran in the Speed Cup Series, if I'm not mistaken. This is season 4 that you've been with us. Last season, I know 2025B, you had some top 10s. You didn't. It wasn't quite the follow-up that you thought you were going to have to 2025A, because I think 2025A last season, or the beginning of last year, you actually got a few of your first top 5s. So you just decided, you know what, I'm just going to put all that aside and get the win out of the way.
Yes.
Well, at what point did you, I know it's a long race, but on that last restart, you're starting first. You have Ethan behind you. And for the most part, Ethan was giving you some good pushes. Were you confident if there was enough gas and you could just hold on to the low line that you knew you were in a good spot no matter what?
Yeah, I like you can he was block for me the whole way. Yeah, minutes.
That's what teammates do, my friend.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I owe you one. Again.
No, I owed you that one. Remember, I spun you at Charlotte last year, and you didn't deserve that. You were running like third in the 600, and I dumped you trying to side draft you. I owed you that one. We're even now.
I never heard Nate so mad. Oh man, he was mad. Oh, he was mad.
I felt so bad. So long. Finally got to pay it back. That couldn't have gone any better. That was honestly an unreal race. I hope everyone watching enjoyed it as much as we did participating in it.
I can't wait to watch it tomorrow.
Me neither. I hope Nolan and everybody up in the commentator box really enjoyed that too. I think we put on a good show today.
I think so too. I mean, and again, I mean, heck, if you actually look at the qualifying races, we'll take the Clash out because that was just kind of a mess.
That doesn't count.
But
Yeah, let's take that one out.
but Duel 1 had, I think, 3 or 4 wrecks, but it was weird how the duels lined up because it seemed like all the new guys were in the duels to the league. So everyone's having to learn each other and never ran with each other before. And I think there was only 2 or 3 new guys in the second duel. And the second duel went pretty much caution-free all the way up until the end. So, I think, it was a lot of people in, and again, a credit to the league. A lot of the guys did go out and get into official races the past week, to get what the draft feels like, and to get comfortable around cars at that close quarter. Because I mean, Daytona is not Talladega. There's not a lot of room 3 wide. If a car bobbles, there's not a lot of places for to take evasive action. But I'm tickled to death. 40 cars, and even if you look at it, I'm looking at the stats right now. The top 25 completed 100 laps. Obviously we had the green-white checker, so a few had to. We had an accident that went into green-white checker, so we had a couple of guys that fell a couple of laps down. You had, 20 cars finish. Yeah, 20 cars finish on the lead lap. I just, again, credit to you guys for putting in the time and the efforts and being patient with each other and kind of taking care of each other out there. But, again, just tickled with how everything turned out.
Yeah, I think there was a solid amount of respect shown out there today, and that says a lot for what we have going forward, especially with this being the first race with a lot of those guys. I feel like everybody was pretty respectful today, and I think everybody's got a good base to work off going forward in the later weeks of the season.
Well, you could
just
tell a big difference between like our league and the officials. The officials, everybody's got to lead every lap. They've got to push to win on the first 5 laps, and our guys are very patient for the most part. And we do got a couple of loose nuts, but for the most part, everybody just will win at the end. We'll just get position around mid race. So it's actually pretty cool. I enjoy it.
Yeah, and if I could just piggyback off that real quick, I mean, every league's going to have, and every official's going to have their loose nuts. But Ethan and I were talking prior to the race, even like you look at the roster of, I think 42, 43 guys that started tonight, and 12 to 13 of those guys are new to the league. So, tip of the hat to them for coming out and not ruffling feathers. I think comms were clean. The race was clean. I think for the most part, I mean, it's super speedway racing. I think I've said that probably 100 times tonight, but you're going to have your instances, but I think, again, hats off to we'll call them rookies, if you would, to the league, but welcome with open arms because you guys all did phenomenal jobs tonight.
Yeah, it didn't look like anybody did anything egregious to anyone else out there. So that's big hats off for that.
As plate racing, mistakes are going to be made. I don't think anything tonight was over the top, and it's definitely something we can look forward to enjoying more in the future. 100%.
Yeah, it was good racing, and kind of like what Ryan was saying there, the comms. There was nobody really yelling or complaining to somebody else for something they did or anything like that, which kind of tells you that anybody was doing anything egregious that just took somebody out or heavy blocking or slamming into them too hard or anything like that. It was a lot of fun. It was a great race.
Well, with that, I mean, we pack track here, and now we move on to Atlanta, another pack track.
Narrow.
narrower. We're going to be in the sunshine this time, so it's not going to be a cool night track. So I think handling is going to come into play. But what are y'all's guys' thoughts coming into Atlanta week?
I think we've got to see how the track runs because the last time we were there, the drafting package felt really different. It was tough to get the outside line rolling. Took a lot of patience running the bottom and just waiting for good opportunities. I feel like it maybe kind of ran opposite how it does in real life. I feel like in real life the top line rolls and then you got to make moves on the bottom, but I guess we'll see what happens this time.
Yeah, the checkups were really bad last time on the bottom line, that I do remember.
Yeah, everything's just tighter. You don't really get the like big packs. Towards the end of the race, you're gonna get runs and things like that, but you're not gonna have as many guys on top of each other. The field might be a little more spread out, and it's gonna be harder to create runs, I think, especially up high.
Well,
I think.
Go ahead,
go ahead.
Sam.
So I think there was though a tweak to the arrow, and the reason why I say that is when we ran Talladega in the recruitment races, the Daytona practice, and these compared to Daytona and Talladega at the end of the season, it seemed like the draft opened back up and where you could begin to get runs again. Like before, it was like you needed 3 guys, and it was like, okay, come on, we all have to like get together and figure this out. But today, like I noticed a couple times that you could get, I don't know, a 4/10 back of a guy, and then all of a sudden that draft will bring you right back in and get you some momentum. So I'm hoping that adds a little bit of a different factor than what we saw in Atlanta to start 2025B and what we saw at Daytona and Talladega at the end of last year compared to this year.
That would be the
Yeah,
hope for sure.
And my question on that, are we going to have these guys staying above that front stretch apron? Are we going to have the yellow line in play, or how are we going to do that?
I think we'll do it as we've done it in the past. Qualifying is qualifying. The track is yours, but we just have to kind of police it. You don't want to go under the red line to make a pass, but obviously, like we said, there's checkups and things along those lines. Like I was on the low line, and there was a few times I had to dip down below the yellow line on the backstretch just to make sure the guys beside me had some room as we went into the corner. If you're going under to pass, then yeah, if it gets called out, you're heading down pit road. But if you're kind of getting your tires out over there to make sure we're giving room, and things along those lines, then I think you let that go at the end of the day.
Cool.
So for me with Echo Park, I think, and I could be completely wrong, I believe Echo Park is super speedway, but we burn some tires off a lot more than we do in Talladega.
Yeah.
We could pass that and go right to Coda. I'd be okay. But
you want the road
I'm
course
sitting
more?
here. I do. I personally would love the road course way more than Echo Park. And I don't want to jump ahead, but just real quick, if I could make mention of the bracket challenge, where you guys decided that Darlington, Martinsville, and Bristol were 3 of the 5 playoff tracks. Like, I would love to get some insight on that.
You're sadistic.
Pretty much.
Follow the schedule as close as possible within reason.
So
No, I love it, and that's why I'll talk this league up to heaven when I die. But you guys found the in real life schedule, and the iRacing schedule is huge. It's huge for someone that's only been in sim racing for maybe 2 years. Where I can follow the official races, get some practice Monday through Wednesday, and really apply those skills and lessons that I learned throughout the race on Thursday. So I appreciate you guys following that. I'm giving you guys a hard time. Darlington, Martinsville, and Bristol in a 5-week mid-season bracket challenge is wild.
It'll be entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, without a doubt there. The problem that we had was this is, Highline really likes doing something in season, so we're going to continue to do that. But we had to do something where it's a balance where we reward the regulars for sticking around, so you don't do it too close to the beginning of the season. But at the same point, you don't want people really changing the way they drive, trying to make the playoffs. So if we did it later in the season, it, people could, trying to make sure that you're going to beat Colton one day or this, that, and the other,
Mhm.
and you're taking some risks that you may not typically take. We wanted to make sure that like the bracket challenge was the bracket challenge, and there was enough buffer between there and the playoffs. And when you're only doing a half season, there wasn't that many options.
No, for sure. I appreciate it. I love short tracks. That and Coda. Just let's skip Echo Park.
I'm extremely stoked. If we're going to talk on the schedule for a minute, I'm super stoked that the championship race is at Chicagoland. I think that's a really fun track for a championship race.
I agree. I like that track a lot.
Fun to bring back an old one that hasn't been run in a while. Cup Series will be back here, though.
Well, and here's the crazy thing. We were talking about Bracket Challenge. The one track you didn't mention, Pocono. We haven't ran Pocono in 4 seasons in the Speed Series because the way that Pocono has been on the regular schedule, it's always been during our off season. So I had to go back. I remember I was trying to figure out the laps for it, and for Speed, we've only ran it once in 5 seasons, and it was 4 seasons ago. So. Be interesting to see how that works with the league, and as well as Chicagoland. Chicagoland is a first since I think the very first season. So it'll be interesting how everybody runs those two.
It'll be entertaining nonetheless. I think it'll make for a good impact midway through the season. Give us something to race a little harder for without having to push too close to the championship and having larger implications, if you will.
Well, I mean, do we want to, I know the duels happened, or the qualifying races happened while we were racing, NASCAR not being cool with our schedule and respecting our broadcast, but they'll move heaven and earth for the Super Bowl, but not for us. But who do y'all have at Daytona? It looked like Logano and Elliott won their respective races. Kyle Busch wins his first ever pole at Daytona, and Chase Briscoe stays hot. So who are y'all looking to take home the win?
I just got a pull for Larson. He's been my guy since I've watched him running dirt back out here in the West Coast. So I followed his career the whole time he's been running. So I got a pull for the kid.
Ryan, what do you think?
I was going to say I'm glad to see the TikToks of Samantha and the child and the camper rooting for Kyle and get the pole. But at the end of the day, I got to root for the Ford guy, Mr. Ryan Blaney. Go on and get the job done this Sunday. Let's just let this rain pass, though.
True. Yeah. Blaney's due for a 500. He's been close a couple
definitely
times.
due.
Definitely.
Blaney's due. If not him, then I got to say Logano with that weird old cat on his lip with the bald head is just really throwing me off. But if I'd love to see nobody else in winner's circle than Joey Logano with that freaking cat and caterpillar. But no, I'm a Ryan Blaney fan this year. Chastain, if he was in a Ford, I'd probably root for him a little bit more, but here we are.
Ryan Blaney's definitely winning the mustache race in the Cup Series right now. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
Mustache and mullet.
Yes, the combo. I think kind of what Ryan was saying is it's hard to not pick a Ford to win it. They always seem to be pretty quick. And I think I'm going to go with I think an RFK car can win it this year, whether it's Preece or Kozlowski. I think one of them can pull it off.
Watching Brad win and then get out of the car with a cane would be unbelievably awesome.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Shout out to the Michigan boys, right, Scott?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he gets out of the car and his guy hands him his hat and his cane.
Then puts up his palm and says, "This is where I'm from." And points to his thumb.
Yeah,
It's a Michigan reference for anyone that doesn't get.
yeah, for anybody that doesn't understand that.
We tell you where we live.
Oh, well, I think this year's Blaney's year. It just seems like he's always quick there. He's always pushing his teammates. It seems, or another Ford. But I have a feeling that it's his year this year. I'm impressed with with Shane Van Gisbergen coming around on the ovals. I mean, he's a start 13th, so he raced his way to 13th, which 7th in your duel isn't too shabby. So I think he's going to start figuring out ovals this year, and if he just figures it out just a little bit more, this league's going to be in trouble.
Yeah, because he lights out.
So, but it'll be interesting. I think Buscher's last. He's bringing up the tail end. Allgaier had speed, but he's bringing up he's starting 40th. So they've got some work to do there, but it should be a good race if they can get it in. Looks like rain may be in the forecast. If they started this thing at 1:00, they'd be able to make it. But if they started at 3, I think this thing may get cut short.
Yeah, TV kind of gonna dictate that.
Yeah, we'll see. In terms of picks, I feel like the Kyle Busch and the Ryan Blaney pick are huge. Those are both good picks. Is this Kyle Busch's 20th year trying?
Gosh, it might be.
About is, isn't it?
Well, Keselowski can't be that far behind him.
Yeah, that's true. He's probably like 16 or 17. Yeah. I think my pick's going to be Chris Buescher. He usually runs well on the plate tracks and just doesn't come away with it at the end. I feel like
41st to first. You're hearing it here.
I'm calling it.
Ethan, did you
Shotgun
watch
field
duel
to
number
front.
1, Ethan?
I did. He wrecked, but RFK got fast cars. Actually, oh my. Live breaking news on the podcast, actually. Anthony Alfredo has been disqualified from his duel, and BJ McLeod is in.
Oh, wow.
Pasta
The pasta didn't make it?
Pasta did not make it. In fact, the pasta might have been illegal.
Well, that's
Well, did he have a spicy meatball that was a little too spicy for the? It'll be interesting.
Pick it up and send her home, huh?
Yeah, that's rough.
Right.
wasn't he? He's in the Beard Motorsports car, right?
Yeah, the 62.
62. Yeah, the Michigan-based team.
That
We
car's
don't cheat
always
in
done
Michigan.
well.
Listen,
Yeah,
we
it's all
don't
by
cheat
tracks.
in Michigan, all right? Can we clear the air? This guy's in Michigan, at least in Ann Arbor, we don't cheat. We bend the rules, but we don't cheat.
Yeah, but hadn't that really been like
Don't break them.
hadn't that always been like an RCR R&D car?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's always it's
Yeah.
connected to it. Yeah.
Yeah. So may need to look at Austin Dillon up in 7th.
True. That paint scheme is unbelievable. As much as I dislike Austin Dillon, that might be paint scheme of the year right there.
I'm
Yeah,
taking
that
notes and put
Harvick's
my
old Vibrant
DraftKings
paint
lineup
scheme.
in.
Yup.
My opinion is this: I don't mind him being number 3. I just wish they would have retired the font at the end of the
Yep.
day.
I agree.
Yep.
Could have done any other 3 you want. I just wish they would have said, hey, we're
They should have used the font that Richard ran whenever he was running.
Yeah.
And that would have been perfectly fine.
100%.
But
and that 3 is not that much different. It's just it's just a little bit more narrower 3. It's the same-ish font. It was just kind of narrower.
Yeah, well, it stands up a little bit more, too. It's not leaned over
Yeah.
as far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as an old Earnhardt fan, it irritates the shit out of me seeing him drive that car.
Yup.
What do we think about Allgaier? How can he do in the junior motorsports / Hendricks car?
Wasn't he 7th fastest overall? So he's got a car that
Yeah.
runs.
Oh yeah.
Like, so it'll be interesting. Maybe him and Busher will work their way up. But I mean, Byron's back there with him. So I mean, and basically the JGR, that Junior Motorsports car is a Hendrick R&D car. So he has friends back there. Chastain is back there. Man, what the hell happened while we were racing?
A lot.
A duel two happened.
Yeah,
What's their incident report look like?
yeah, tell me about it.
We have more or less than them.
All right, I'm going to say actually a dark horse pick. Everyone already talked about Penske and Blaney. This seems like a Noah Gragson type of a deal. If Ford's got speed, he's been good on restrictor plate tracks. He just has to figure out how to get it to the end.
You've been
If we're doing
bourbon spin. That's you're calling out Noah. No, that's too much bourbon. He's not going to make it.
if we're doing
doesn't
dark
make it
horse
past the third.
picks,
He doesn't make it past the third caution.
if we're doing dark horse picks, give me Carson Hocevar.
I don't. I
Dark
wouldn't.
horse pick. He's 7th or 6th.
I was going to say that's. I don't
You
think
don't
that's a
expect
fair-
him to
fair
run up
horse.
there though.
Yeah, but if you
Second half of the field.
All right, let me look at the grid. I don't know what the grid. I haven't looked yet. Let me look at the grid.
well, I mean,
Everyone hates
just
He's sitting there in
Let's
17th.
get
It's pretty awesome.
Carson thing, and let's start looking at SVG a little bit more. If we
Uh.
want to talk about a guy that's going to wreck a field, we'll talk about Colton Easterday's favorite driver, SVG, who just loves to wreck a field.
How's Connor Zillage
Might
going
go
to do in his
silent about
first
that. He knows
plate race?
he
in the
loves
Cup
SVG.
Series?
He'll listen to the podcast, guys. He'll still listen to the podcast. But Colton Easterday loves him some SVG. And that dude is just like Colton Easterday, and he'll wreck the whole field if he has to.
It's okay, Colton. I like SVG too. It's all right.
I do too.
Great guy in
Where-
person, but not a guy you want to race next to, just like Carson Hocevar.
Come on, we've got to go easy on Colton Hocevar, okay?
Oh no, that's not nice.
Like, I know he has a bad rap past few seasons in our league, but Colton Hocevar's been, coming around. He got a top 5 today, so we'll see. Oh, no, Carson. I'm sorry.
How do you think Corey Haim's going to run?
If you want to go back to our league, though, Colton's a great racer. Just guy doesn't know how to save tires.
I mean, do any of us really?
Edit that out, Ethan. Edit that out.
I got you. But do any of us really know how to save tires?
There's like one guy who could save tires, and thank God he's not running the league full time this year. Ryan Shelton was like the king of saving tires and then taking 2 on the last stop, and you're like, what in the world?
Oh, that dude! If you want to piss another Ryan off, I like Ryan's. I really do.
Oh yeah,
That dude would race, and he would race the wheels off, and then I'd go change my tires, and he wouldn't, and he'd still be faster. Like, how is Ryan Shelton? Like, he's just like on fresh tires all the time.
I think it's a hack.
Yeah, I'm all about a conspiracy theory rabbit hole, and
cheat code.
I've been down that one before.
anyone who is permanently muted on iRacing has hacked the system. I think there's something.
Good
The
point.
initials are RS.
That's awesome. Ethan, are you looking at the lineup right now?
I am.
For the,
Corey Haim's speaking to me.
all right. Where is Connor Zillage starting?
Ooh, not very far up.
32.
32. Right behind Jimmy Johnson.
After tonight, that's the spot you want to start, though. You want to start like in about 35th.
Who's starting 37th? Who's starting where Nate started? Ross Chastain.
Yeah, back to first.
So he's
that's
got
the name of the game.
teammates. He's got manufacturer teammates all around him.
All the
might be
23
somebody to
XI
watch.
cars. All the 23 XI cars qualified in a row, 26 through 29.
Oh wow.
2311 squadding it up back there.
Well, I almost died there, so I have no say in the game. I was
Well, you
upside
were-
down. Some dude just ran right into my driver's side door.
Oh no.
Well, we got you airlifted out. You're all right.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah, modern medicine's good.
we do what we can do. Now I'm racing speed on sim.
Oh, you're talking about
racing,
in real life, you. Oh God, yeah. That's right. I'm sorry, I forgot who I was talking to. This is the Ryan Newman for everyone who's listening. Hashtag Ryan Newman. Hashtag the Ryan Newman.
There's
Hashtag
Ryan Newman that's coming in and leading, 20, 25 laps on the speed Thursday night at Daytona sim racing, other than the Ryan Newman.
Hashtag Rocket Man. Hashtag kidney stone. Easier passing a kidney stone. Is that what I think Jimmy Johnson said once of trying to pass Ryan Newman?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Gentlemen, I'm going to be off here. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the league and everything this has become. So it's hard to find a good league, and I'm not going to bleep you guys, but you guys run a very good thing. Stan, Ethan, Martin, you guys are doing a great thing here with a lot of great people, and this is where I'm happy to spend Thursday night. So I appreciate you guys and appreciate you guys having me on.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Ryan Newman.
Yeah, exit stage right.
15 Mustang.
Now I gotta go sleep with my wife. Never mind.
Exit stage right.
Cut that. Ethan, cut that.
She may be listening. Oh, wait a minute. Appreciate you taking the time,
See you
man.
guys next Thursday.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate it.
I think that's a good time for us to do our farewell adieus at Wiedersehens.
Yeah, bring it
Yeah.
back down to the ground level here. Heck of a race back to start the season, everybody. Was a blast out there on the track. Looking really, really forward to running with everybody again next week in Atlanta. We'll do this again.
It was a great night, great win to Nate again. And yeah, I look forward to next week and the rest of the season.
Of
Awesome,
course.
guys.
Had a blast.
We'll see you Thursday.
All right.
See you
Adios.
Thursday.
Yeah.